Erica Ridley. Welcome to another historical romance unboxing. Today we have a package from Lila DiPasqua. Super cute. I love the red and white. Very classic, and I love the little ribbons. Adorable. I think it's time to open it and see what's inside. Let's read! Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there was a woman whose life was in cinders. Her story has been retold many ways, many times, throughout the realm, throughout time. Her family's wealth was gone, as were their elegant home, their prestigious theater, and her lovely gowns. They were as lost to her as her girlhood dream of marrying a man she loved from afar, a man who was well beyond her reach. A man she dubbed her dark prince, for he was tall, dark, and oh so handsome. But her opinion of him had soured. No longer did she believe in a happily ever after. Yet one night, at the stroke of midnight, the stars aligned. Destiny stepped in, and she came face to face with her dark prince. But she didn't arrive before him as she dreamed all those years ago. She was not in a golden-colored gown, but in humble attire, not in a gilded carriage, but in a rickety cart, as worthless as a pumpkin, driven by two men, as meek as mice, carrying wine mixed with a special potion. August 1658, just past the stroke of midnight. This was sheer madness, but what choice did she have? Sabine Laurent struggled to maintain a brave facade before her two younger cousins. The flickering flames of the campfire ahead drew closer and closer as her cousin Gerard drove their cart through the darkened forest. Her heart thundering in her ears, she could barely hear the crunching of twigs and leaves beneath the wooden wheels. Robert, Gerard's younger brother, sat silently in the back with the flagons of wine, the very air around them thick with tension and trepidation. "Sabine, what if this goes terribly wrong?" Gerard whispered, his tone laced with dread. That was the very question tormenting her. She prayed she wasn't leading them to their death, but then, if they didn't have the funds they owed in 2 weeks, they were all dead anyway. Not just the 3 of them, but the balance of her family, who were at home, thankfully unaware of what she was about to do. Unaware that at the marketplace, mere hours ago, she'd stumbled upon the very miracle they needed. "You will call me Elise, not Sabine. All will be well if we do not deviate from the plan," she managed to say firmly, her tone belying her mounting fear. For the first time since her father's death last month, there was a glimmer of hope, a way to clear their debts and spare their lives. A means to search for Isabelle. Her throat tightened instantly. She missed her sister more than she could allow herself to feel. The pain was too excruciating to bear. Isabelle was her other half, her heart and soul now empty without her. Sabine took in a quiet breath and steeled her courage. Just ahead, in the heavily guarded camp, there was a wealth in silver, and by God she was going to steal it. She wouldn't have anything else taken from her, or lose anyone else she loved. Her losses in the last 8 years had been too many, and too great. Fate had finally shown in their favor. That morning she chanced upon the most incredible conversation between 2 thieves of the sea. Clearly, the 2 degenerates thought that in a town filled with ignorant French peasants so far from the Italian border, it was safe to discuss in Italian their latest captured prize from Spanish ships and the route they were taking to rendezvous with more men of their ilk. But Sabine had understood every astounding word. There were many things she blamed her father for. There were many reasons she still harbored bitterness toward him, even after his death. But the education he'd provided his twin daughters with was better than what most women of the upper class received. Male laughter erupted from the camp. Sabine jumped. "Stay calm. You can do this. You can." She was no stranger to the theater. Her late father was the prominent playwright Paul Laurent. She'd been raised around actors and knew how to put on a convincing performance. As children, she and Isabelle used to write their own plays and perform them for the servants. Acting was in their blood. She could play any role, even the role of a whore. Sabine adjusted her neckline a fraction lower, her fingers fidgety, the coarse material a sharp contrast to the sumptuous gowns she once owned.
Lila also sent these awesome postcards, not just postcards, signed by the author. Excellent. Thanks, Lila! Thank you for watching Historical Romance Unboxing with Erica Ridley. More information about today's featured book can be found in the text accompanying this video, as well as on my website, ericaridley.com/unboxing. To win a signed copy of today's featured book, as well as an autographed romance from my Rogues to Riches series, just leave a comment on this video within 24 hours and you're entered to win. Keep reading and see you next time!